The Lombardi Trophy was brought back to Tampa Bay after nearly 20 years. Brady versus Mahomes seemed like an all-time classic Super Bowl in the making. But while it didn't live up to the full hype of GOAT versus Baby GOAT, the game still showed a lot about the two quarterbacks and how their legacies are shaping up. The term passing the torch was used a lot, and this game was not that. With the receivers Mahomes was throwing to not at full strength and Mahomes having a toe injury, the scales were tipped in the Bucs' favor, and the Bucs took full advantage of that. If you hated Brady going into the season, that probably didn't change. And if you think that Patrick Mahomes is the next GOAT, that probably didn't change. So, here's what this game means for both players' legacies. For Tom Brady, remember in 2019 and 2020, the Succaneers, as they were dubbed, were a team with a quarterback that had seemingly endless injuries with 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. They had a first-year head coach, Pro Bowl receivers, a dwindling fan base, a 7-9 record, the worst record in all pro sports, and were stuck in a whirlpool of mediocrity. But the potential was there. And Tom Brady saw that, showing he really knows how to spot potential, and has trusted himself to rally a team, and rally they did. Without a preseason, and with the use of public parks, Brady brought a team together, and with some tough love brought out the best in them. There were highs and lows. But Brady never gave up on the team like some QBs would. Imagine going home after the October Saints game and still believing you could win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady had an entire career worth of achievements in his one season in Tampa Bay, and has the same number of rings with the Bucs as Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees have with their teams. Brady also beat most likely the three toughest quarterback opponents on the way to his ring in Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. Holding the trophy on the stage after the game, Brady took in the moment, letting his showmanship fly. But in the locker room, though, he was calm and collected, showing that this is par for the course for him at this point, compared to the first-time winner teammates who let loose definitely. In the moment, Brady said he'd come back and made many allusions to returning for a second season that he is on contract for. Gronk during the parade said that he'd come back, possibly in the passion of the moment though, along with players offering to take pay cuts to return. This season had a rough beginning, and was course-corrected over it. So, with a proper offseason, if we're here again in 2022, don't be surprised. Could the dynasty that Brady never got in New England be brewing in Tampa? Where Brady goes, excitement follows, and the Bay is a hub for sports excellence. Tampa Bay may just be revving up. With an offseason for teams to study the workings of the Bucs, could a team come out of the woodworks to give the Bucs a tough time? I'd be interested to see a rematch between Brady and Mahomes with the Chiefs at full power. So with all these factors coming together, let's move on to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes was the underdog here, the kid to dethrone Brady, and while the game wasn't the showstopper that most wanted, the criticism flung towards the Chiefs fell more onto the receivers than Mahomes. Mahomes had some great throws that if caught would be all-time great moments. It's comical how impressive the receivers have been all year just to consistently not make passes from Mahomes on the biggest stage. Beyond just the offense struggles, the pressure seemed to be catching up with the rest of the team, evidenced in that shanked 29-yard punt. Yikes. This year's Bucs team were nothing like the 49ers team of last year. The Bucs held their ground and didn't let go of the lead that they had. Plus, I can't imagine Tampa Bay falls out like San Francisco did last year, but stranger things have happened. Although when it seemed like the Bucs were pulling away, I still didn't count Kansas City out, and remembered last year's comeback in the Super Bowl. After the game, Mahomes took the loss gracefully, and the resounding feedback from Kansas City fans was that they'll be back even better next year. Had Brady lost, I can assure you the time to hang it up nonsense would have reared its head. In his 3 years in the NFL, Mahomes has made it to the AFC Championship every time, twice making it to the Super Bowl. He's won an NFL MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and made the Pro Bowl. These are the reasons we call him the young GOAT. As long as he stays on top of his physical health, he has a long career ahead of him in Kansas City. His loss to Tampa Bay was the first major blowout since high school, and only the second loss this past season. So, I believe this will go down as an overhyped Super Bowl that couldn't live up to expectations. It will be an interesting footnote in the legacy of Patrick Mahomes. He has a long career ahead of him, and maybe someday he'll be the one passing on the torch. So, even before the season began, when the news of Tom Brady to Tampa Bay broke, the thing we needed answered was Bill Belichick or Tom Brady. Who made the Pats? And we got our answer loud and clear. I think it would have been far more disappointing had it been Bill Belichick who made Tom Brady special. Through the game, beyond Mahomes' wild running throws, there was no play that I believe will go down as an oh my god all-time highlight play. Even my family, who aren't biased to the Bucs like I am, found the game to be done by the end of the third, and had wished it had been an all-time down-to-the-wire quarterback competition. In terms of interesting to watch Bucs playoffs games, this game was the least interesting. Both the Saints game and the Packers game were nail-biters, and it's not a good sign when the Washington football team game is more interesting than the Super Bowl. But the game was an interesting Super Bowl, a special one, a hyped-up all-time matchup that, while not living up to the astronomical expectations, was entertaining and showcased a legend claimed past his prime, proving the doubters wrong and reminding the world he is the GOAT, and where he goes, winning follows. In the post-game interview, Bruce Arians made it quite clear that the team had all the potential to win in the past, just lacking the right quarterback heading the locker room, showing just how much team morale can advance a team with a good quarterback. Tom Brady was the Patriot way. This season showed that having Brady at the helm with a team that trusts him is the ultimate weapon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.